Hello everyone, welcome back to another first look. This week we are playing The Corruption Within. We got some big atmospheric music in the background and a scary, what looks like a haunted mansion, but I'm not sure, there. So let's start a new game.
It had been a wonderful week. Camping, hiking, and exploring the countryside with my wife and 2 children.
There's actually voice acting. Did I mention it's The Corruption Within the demo? It's a first look, so we're checking out demos.
We hadn't been able to afford a holiday while the kids were growing up, but finally, between my salary and Steph selling some of her paintings, we'd scrabbled together the funds.
Okay.
With 2 nights to go, we'd planned to spend the afternoon exploring a section of the forest by the lake we hadn't seen yet. At dusk, I was collecting things together while Steph and the kids answered the call of nature.
Which means doing the wee-wee and the pee-pee, and maybe perhaps the poo-poo. Who knows?
They didn't come back.
Why?
I spent hours searching, calling, to no avail.
Where did they go to? Did they just go at the side of the lake? Or did they go back to a more hospitable place like a public bathroom thingy? Or a house?
Frantically, I headed towards the only sign of civilization I'd seen. A grand mansion with a mountain behind it and a lake at the front.
Like that, for instance?
I'd heard of this new invention called a telephone. Whoever owned the mansion was surely rich enough to own one. Or at least have some horses. I scrambled over old tree roots to get to the mansion. Rumours and superstitions were rife about this part of the country, but I put those down to silly old wives' tales designed to scare children. I reluctantly began to wonder if there was some truth to them.
Okay, so the voice acting and the whole audio atmosphere thing is so good. Did you hear that creepy sound? Man, those details and the clock, the ringing bell, and the owl. Woo! There it is. That's so good.
Tales of ghosts and fell beasts didn't bother me. I didn't believe in such things. The stories of Edgar Allan Poe were entertaining, but nothing more. It was the evil people were capable of that worried me.
Yeah.
I reached the mansion and hoped to find help there. At the very least, someone should be able to aid me in some way.
Okay, I'm sucked into the game right
now. If they couldn't, there was no hope of aid from any other source, unless I found my way back to civilization and the police conducted a full search of the countryside. But it would be too late. This mansion was my only hope.
Oh boy, and we are in the game. The door befitting the huge edifice is massive. Just who lives here? This is an impressive building indeed. Must be a rich family that lives here. Even though it's late, there seems to be some lights on, so I guess at least someone is still awake. This is an impressive, yeah. So how can we right click? It doesn't work. It changed the hand. After a brief moment, a man opened the door. Just what is your business at this ungodly hour, sir? Please, my good man, let me in. My family have gone missing and I need help. Do you have an appointment? What? Of course not. My family have gone missing and I... Do you have an invitation from a member of the family? Can't you understand that I need to find help? My family! If you do not have an appointment or a formal invitation, then I cannot allow you to enter the house. There are no exceptions. I bid you goodbye, sir. Now what am I going to do? A shrill scream is heard in the distance. Was that Steph? I'd better go check it out. The scream seems to have come from the southwest. Not knowing where I was heading but following the sounds of the screams, I ended up somewhere in the forest. As I entered the area, I immediately saw what must have been the reason for the scream. There was a man hanging in the trees. A man hanging in the trees. A young female voice called out to me. Please, sir, you must help me find who did this. She moved behind the dense foliage. hiding, unwilling to make herself known. I started to explain that I was looking for my family, and it was my priority, that this was my priority, and to call the police, when the unseen person uttered words that chilled me to the bone. "Sir, I have seen a woman with 2 children. They have been taken." I begged her to show me where they had been taken, but she refused, saying only that she would help me if I first helped her, and that strange happenings were afoot. I had no choice. I agreed to help. The voice, apparently satisfied that I meant it, told me to give the butler a card that she would leave for me under the door of a nearby shed. She sounded common, not a member of the aristocracy, there we go, but apparently the invitation would be from someone called Lady Charlotte. Without the invitation, I would not get into the house. Apparently, the family were rather eccentric and insisted on things being done in a very specific ways. Why am I stumbling so much over words? Seems like an ordinary sort of rope, expertly knotted. I think whoever tied it must be used to doing this. I wonder if this poor man is not their first victim. Looks like he's been here for a long time. His hands are bound, so he must have been murdered. This was not suicide. He's so cold that his body's turning blue. The noose is tied around her neck. Poor soul. Must have been helpless to have allowed himself to be put in this position. It's a full moon. Depending on the angle that I look at it, its appearance can be very different. I hope that isn't a bad omen of some sort. Man, this is some creepy imagery though. What is this? I'm not sure what that wheelbarrow has been used for, but it has dark red staining inside. I fear gardening was not its only use. Do you hear that music? I'm sorry, but this atmosphere is so good. The happy days we spent hiking in those mountains already seem so long ago. A sturdy looking door. As promised, there is an invitation tucked under the door. I have taken it. To open or close your inventory, click the middle mouse button or press the spacebar key. Left click an item from your inventory to hold it in your hand. You can then use it on objects or people in the world. To return it to your inventory, click the right click the mouse button or open the inventory again. There's a typo. Notes. Okay. The door won't budge. Okay. This purple plant is everywhere. I wish my employment left me time enough to study these things, but as it is, I have no idea what the plant is. The tree sits imposingly on the banks of the lake, firmly anchored by its deep root system. Another rock seemingly defying gravity at the surface of the water. There is no sorcery involved, however. I can just make out the stump of an old tree underneath it. These rocks jutting out of the water make me feel uneasy. I feel like they shouldn't be there. There's a small indentation at the top and some marks I don't recognize as any language I've ever seen. Even though it's not far from the shore, I don't think I should risk trying to jump onto it. Firstly, I can't think of any benefits of doing it, and it's glistening with a sheen of water. There we go. One slip, a bump on my head, and that would be the end of me. That doesn't sound like a smart idea. Apart from the indentation at the top, I can't feel anything that may be part of a mechanism. Possibly, I could find something that would fit the indentation. Aha! And here we are again. I have an invitation from Lady Charlotte to enter the mansion. Although Lady Charlotte does the most extraordinary things at times, I'm not going to simply take your word for it. You will have to provide proof. Here's my proof. I see. This appears to be in order. I'm not aware that Lady Charlotte has left the house tonight, so I suppose she sent a servant to do her bidding. Do come in, sir. I shall take you to the lounge and fetch her ladyship for you. Please wait here while I fetch Lady Charlotte. Sounds of whispers come from behind the door. You may leave us now, Giles. Very good, my lady. Lady Charlotte studies you keenly before speaking. I see you got my invitation. Jolly good. Thank you for your kindness and hospitality, ma'am. Of course, of course. Do you happen to know something of my family's whereabouts? My wife and 2 young children, 1 boy and 1 girl. Oh, did I see them? I think maybe I did. You mean you don't know whether you saw them? Oh, yes, now that I think of it, I did. So, where are they? Patience, my good man. Patience? I'm desperate to find them. I'm feeling woozy. I need to go and lie down. You may search the mansion if you like. I've nothing to hide. Or perhaps I do have something to hide. But I want you to find it. Lady Charlotte gives a small and slightly delirious laugh. I don't remember when and where I saw them. I've not been feeling myself lately. A loud bang followed by a low groaning is heard from the east. Did you hear that? Your imagination is getting the better of you. This old house is full of strange sounds. There was no random creak created by the wind in an old house. That was someone in pain. Oh, dear heart, are you a writer? You have the most vivid imaginings. As for me, I need a rest. I shall see you later, no doubt. I'm sure I heard something. I'm sure people around here know more than they're letting on. Time to investigate. Oh yeah. Uncover the secrets of the mansion and its inhabitants in The Corruption Within, a game by Cosmic Void. Release date, that's in the past. Thank you for playing the demo. Yeah, so that means the full version has already been released. Go check it out. It's on Steam. This was The Corruption Within demo, but the atmosphere is... it's so good. I got sucked into the game. I like it. I like it a lot. I might want to, check out the full version if I get the option to do so. And that also goes for you, obviously. If you want to know more about the game, go check it out on Steam. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Now, if you want to discuss this game with me, or if you just want to hang out, play games with me and my friendos, that is possible. We have a Discord, link is in the description. The other way to reach out to me is on Twitter. And the link is also somewhere down there. So, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week.